Another factor that has shut the door of success against too many people in our time and in our generation is the fear of failure. Fear of failure and fear of trying a new thing. Why would somebody fear? Life itself is risk. You must brace up to take the risk you must take in life. Nobody will take that risk for you, my friend. If you decide to copy somebody's life, if you decide to live life on a slow pace and a slow line, if you decide to go the comfort zone, if you decide to be somebody else, can I ask, who can be you? Rise up and take the risk you must take in life. Rise up and embark on that new project. Rise up and try your hands on some new things. If you fail, I tell you, one thing that is a propeller to people who are succeeding all over the world is the experience. And you can't get enough experience without failure. When you fail, you gather some experiences so that you will not fail at the same point again in your life. It's not a bad thing to fail. It's a bad thing to fail at a thing twice. Once you fail, you learn. And once you've learned, you go higher in life. So anytime failure comes before you, embrace it and do something about it. Take some lessons and be the perfect or greater person God created you to be. If you can learn by your mistakes, you will definitely go higher in life. And I beg of you, don't stop there. Don't lie down there complaining when you have failed. When you fail, you can rise again. Another bad factor that has been pulling people down, making it impossible or difficult for them to become successful or rich in this life, is that they embrace excuses. Show me a man that has failed flat. Show me a woman that is not rich. Show me a lady that's not a success story. I will show you somebody that has given excuses or reasons why the person is down. You don't need to accept any reason for being a failure. You have no reason to fail. You have no reason to embrace it permanently. Anytime you have failed, I've said it, rise up immediately. Dr. Nelson Mandela Madiba, we've been celebrating around the world because he was a man that was rugged and dogged in his decisions. He was in jail for more than 2 decades. Nelson Mandela was fighting to free his people from apartheid. Imagine a country, the minority, we are ruling the majority. Is a very bad deed and a terrible and awful fate. But somebody rose up with a team of other soldiers in this country, soldiers of democracy. Mandela said, if it means giving my life, I'll give my life. He stood up to pay the price. He was in jail for more than 2 decades. That was enough reason for that guy to quit. But he decided not to quit. No wonder he made it so much. No wonder he became a celebrity. He had so much money that he has about 30 or 40 charity organizations being patronized, being catered for by Dr. Nelson Mandela because he never quit. Another guy that comes to mind immediately is the richest man in Africa today. I'm talking about Alhaji Aliko Dangote. Alhaji Aliko Dangote is one man I respect the dogged spirit inside of him. At a tender age, when he decided to go free as a person that will start up his own business as an entrepreneur, he had some challenges because it was impossible for him to gather money from the banks. They had their neck cut collateral system, which no young man would be able to afford. He decided to try the second door since the first door has been closed. The bank would not give him the money he wanted. He needed the money. He needed the initial capital. He needed to invest. He needed to start his business. He needed to be independent financially. He went to his uncle, Alhaji Sani Dantata, and borrowed 500,000 naira, which he paid within 6 months. Is on record. That guy made an outstanding feat, achieved an outstanding feat, not because he believed anybody would help him, because he knew that is the person that will help himself. He had no excuse. He could have given an excuse. The bank refused to give him the money because he didn't have a collateral to show for it. But he decided to try another. He decided to try the next door. When plan A is not working for you, make plan B and C and D available. One door closes does not mean every door will close against you. If something is not working for you, you are at liberty to try another thing. Now I would like us to consider simultaneously some of the reasons people embrace. They'll tell you they cannot make it because of this or that. Let's look at it. Number one, stop looking at your minuses in life. Begin to look at your plus points. Begin to look at the abilities you carry. Everybody has been created with some minuses and with some pluses. You can't have it all. Even the billionaires of the world, they are crying for somebody. In our special Igbo parlance, we say, "Wezuke." Nobody gets it all. Somebody will have this, he will not be having the other one. Somebody will have the other one, he'll be lacking in the other one. Stop looking at your minuses. Stop looking at your disadvantageous point. Concentrate. Focus on the things you can do. There are some great qualities inside of you. Even in your disability, there are some abilities. Shall I give you some names of people who turned their disabilities to ability? Shall I give you some names of people who turned their problems to advantages? Some people who turned the world around because of the problems they had. Two of them I'll give you immediately that comes to mind is Aki and Popo. Aki and Popo. They were created short people. With every respect to those two creative forces, because I love them so much. Anytime I sit in my home, in my city, watching them in films, I'll say that these two boys are wonderful. But assuming Aki and Popo, Chinedu and Osita Heme were not created, the short people they are, they may have gotten it impossible. They may have had it impossible to be creative force, to be people who are popular, who are rich, very prosperous in the film industry. But their disadvantage has given them a leeway, has given them an advantage over all other actors in Nigeria. Don't you think so? Give them that height. Nobody may hire them in films. But they are being called upon to take scenes because they are very short people. Another guy I would like to talk about so much in Nigeria with special love. I love him so much too. His name is Saka. Saka, if you look at his face, I don't think he's one of the flashiest persons in the world. Somebody told me that Saka is ugly, but I love the talent in Saka. Especially when he came and acted I Go Port for MTN. When he did that I Go Port, I bowed for the guy. The guy would not have sold, assuming he was a handsome guy. But he's ugly. And that ugliness is bringing him some beautiful money. Just think about it.